Okay, we found a landmark here in the middle of the trail. Let's take a look. Okay, this is it. I'd heard about this. This is the location of Turner Ashby's attack. Ashby was a lieutenant colonel in the Confederate Army, and they battled here, presumably for control over the canal. It says, I'll put a still picture here, but it says that on Kelly's Island, 100 yards ahead, is where they clashed. It was Lieutenant Colonel Turner Ashby clashed with the detachment, the 11th Indiana Infantry. So let's see if we can spot Kelly's Island ahead here. So it looks like that little berm on the other side of the canal separates the canal from what I'm guessing, I can't see the other side, but what I'm guessing is either a split in the canal or more likely a natural drainage area. And I'm guessing that's what they called Kelly's Island, where the skirmish was during the Civil War. That's very good timing by CSX. Hopefully you can see and hear in the background a large train going down the tracks. And that's exactly what put the C&O Canal out of business. Well, this is pretty handy. A campsite here. This is looking back the direction we just came from. The canal's right here, right across the towpath. Little campground, picnic table, fire pit. There's a well here. I'm not sure that even operates. And looks like some trash bags to be able to haul your trash out with. Some directions. So this is Pigman's Ferry Hiker Biker campsite. So it's a one-night limit and no alcohol. Kind enough to put a porta potty out here. So I might have to do this again and bring the tent and do an overnighter. So I've been walking quite a while now, and this stretch of the canal is dry. Just a beautiful day to be out here, though. One person I've seen so far, and I guess I've gone about 5 miles or so now. run across that one jogger, and that is it. Beautiful. So the toll bridge that I mentioned a little while ago, what it's for, it actually crosses over the north branch of the Potomac River, which is off here to my right, and it connects Oldtown, Maryland to Green Spring, to be more exact. So a lot of people use it. It sounds maybe corny that it's a private toll bridge, but a lot of folks use it depending on where they live, where they work. So here's a picture of it. So as you see, it's complete with a toll booth and gates, and somebody there taking money. Again, it's $1.50 each way if you're in the area. It's an experience. Well, for a while I thought we had solved the mystery of Kelly's Island. As you can see, the canal began to have some water in it the further we went, and then it opened up to this body of water, which is sort of a large pond. And I thought maybe the water flowed around the other side over there, but it doesn't seem to, which would have explained that entire embankment we were walking along was Kelly's Island, which would have been pretty long, been I don't know, mile and a half. But that cove over there just seems to, or I should say that area there just seems to be a cove. It doesn't flow down the other side. So, I guess what we thought was Kelly's Island was a while back. And let's get back to hiking. Boy, I tell you, that would be a great campsite. Could figure out some way to get over there. So the one disappointing thing so far, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's absolutely gorgeous out here. Great day to be on any trail. But I was hoping to see a little more wildlife. I think you saw the little woodpecker earlier in the video. But other than that, I haven't even seen a squirrel yet. Thought maybe I'd see some deer and who knows what, maybe a beaver. Something dead there floating in the canal, but I haven't seen anything. And the downside to hiking a trail like this is the scenery is largely the same everywhere you look, but it's in great shape, well manicured, of course, and it is beautiful, and there's enough variety out here to make it interesting. Okay, so we're at mile marker 168 on the C&O Canal Towpath. So I'm guessing we're a mile and a half out from our vehicle. I don't really know, I really don't know much about where I'm even at. I guess this kind of thing drives my wife crazy. But we're heading in the right direction. And we should be, let's say, about a mile and a half, maybe 2 miles out. And mile marker 168 puts us about 16 miles out from Cumberland, Maryland on the towpath. I think this might have been a tight squeeze for a 90-foot canal boat in its day. Well, I was hoping we'd get to see one of the locks. There's 74 locks on the C&O Canal. I wasn't sure where they were. We passed one on the way to the hike, so I wasn't sure if we'd see another one before we got to the end or not. But I'm going to turn the camera around here and show you the lock and the lock house. All right, you can see the structure coming up here on the right. That is the lock house where the family or individual that operated the lock system would live. And this is the lock here. Obviously it's been filled in over the years. There are a lot of these still around and still in operation. I've been on one in Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken. There is a lock on the lower end of the Riverwalk in San Antonio that I've been through. And the purpose of the lock was to raise, this is lock 71, the sign says. So the purpose was to lower or raise the level of the canal boat. Yeah, that's cool they kept these things. But to raise or lower the level of the canal boat to meet the water depth on the other side when you had elevation changes. So it would literally, and there's some metal on the other side. You can even see here in the concrete some of the grooves from, I suspect, some of the gate system. So they would bring the canal boat, and this is two-way here. You see on the other side's another one. They would bring the canal boats into this area, lock them in with gates on each side, raise or lower the water to the degree they needed to get the boat to the level it needed to be when it came out the other side. And then they would open the gates and the canal boat would flow back out. It's obviously an old technology that still exists today and still in use today. Wow, what history. Okay, so we're down the home stretch here. We're wrapping up this hike. Again, I started out in Spring Gap Recreation Area, and I'm hiking just ahead here to the near the toll bridge, the Oldtown toll bridge in Oldtown, Maryland. You can see over my shoulder the next toll house, or lock house, excuse me, on the canal. Our vehicle should be parked right across from that. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the hike. If you did, please hit that like button down below. I encourage you to subscribe to the channel. Hit that little bell notification beside it so you don't miss the next video. And hopefully we'll see you next time right here on Country Roads Adventures.